Whenever you're asked to simplify a particularly ugly looking expression that has a lot of variables and exponents and just all sorts of mixed things, remember MapMan, helper of the day's student, because MapMan will help you get through this. And we are going to use pretty much almost all of MapMan's hints to get us through this. So when I start looking at this whole entire expression, I know I'm doing some multiplication, but according to PEMDAS, I can't multiply until I handle this exponent. So this is where I'm going to start. I have a powers being raised to another power. So powers raised to a power, that would be the PM. And the PM in MapMan says if I'm raising to another power, I've got to multiply my exponents. So that's where we're going to start. So right here, we're going to multiply inside power times outside power. So that gives us b to the 3 times 4 and c to the negative 2 times 4. So that's how we've now taken care of that outside power. I'm going to go ahead and just write my 6a to the 5th and my 9a squared b5. That just brings it down a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and simplify by multiplying my exponents the way I had them. So I've got 6a to the 5th, and then I've got b, 3 times 4 is 12, and c, negative 2 times 4 is negative 8, over 9a squared b to the 5th. Okay, so it's a lot cleaner now. If I look at my numerator, I've got things that are being multiplied together. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of this multiply. I'm multiplying, but when I look, I don't have any like bases at all. So there's really nothing to multiply. So I'm just going to get rid of my parentheses and rewrite this. So what we've got now, I'm going to write it over here, is 6a to the 5th, b to the 12th, c to the negative 8, over 9a squared b to the 5th. So I've taken care of any multiplication we had, which there really wasn't any. And now we're down to, I've got a division problem here. And MapMan says that if I'm dividing, I'm going to subtract my exponents. So let's go ahead and start with our first base. We have an a. We have an a to the 5 minus 2. We have our b as another base. We have our b to the 12 minus 5. And we have our c. We don't have a c on bottom. So really it's just a c to the negative 8. There's nothing to do to that. And we do still have our coefficients. Notice we have coefficients. They're not like bases, so they're not really subject to exponent rules. They're just a 6, 9. So 6 over 9, I can go ahead and reduce that. So let's go ahead and deal with that as well. So 6 divided by 9 does not become a whole number, so I'm just going to reduce the fraction. 3 goes into 6 2 times. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So I've now dealt with my coefficient as well. Okay, so let's write down what we now have. We have, starting with my coefficient, then I have a to the 5 minus 2 is 3, b to the 12 minus 5 is 7, and c to the negative 8. Now at this point I'm almost done, but when I look, I can't end my problem with a negative exponent. So here I've got a negative exponent, so we're going to have to take that c with the negative 8, and we're going to have to cross the line, move it to the bottom, and change the sign of our exponent. So our final answer to this is 2a to the 3rd, b to the 7th, over 3, and then we're going to cross the line with our c and change the sign. And that's my final answer.